From the towering peaks of the Woolajezi Mountain in Lofa County to the golden plains of Bomi River Basin, through the verdant greens of the Sapo National Park, a place where monkeys whisper secrets and pygmy hippos tread unseen, from the valleys to the roaring coasts of Monrovia, Buchanan, Harper, and Robertsport. These are the voices that travel unfiltered, uncaged, and unstoppable. Welcome to the Liberian Voices Unfiltered, the platform where we speak the languages of the land, celebrate the cultures of our people, beat the drums of our tribes, and dance to the rhythms of our identity. This platform is more than just a broadcast. It's a movement, a megaphone for the people. No scripts, no sugarcoating, no stage management, just the truth, pure, bold, and proudly Liberian. Tune in, turn up the volume, and join your host, George Senator Sibo, the Pan-Africanist, shaking the mic, breaking the silence, and speaking for the nation and its people. The Liberian Voices Unfiltered. All hail, Liberia hail. It is raw, it is real, it is authentic. From the bushes to the beaches, this is our voices, our truth, and our story. It must be heard.
Yeah, you tune into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people, and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Oh, we're speaking truth tonight. Liberia, let your voices rise. Oh. From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down.
Oh, we're speaking truth tonight. Let your voices rise.
From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. Talk the real, no mask, no crown. Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all gotta say, unfiltered voices paving the way. Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Yeah, we tell it how it is.
Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
The people's mic, the nation.
Liberian Voices Unfiltered. From Lofa to Cape Mount, we talk the truth that really counts. Oh! Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Your story, your power, your sound.
Voices Unfiltered.
Hey,
Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
hey. Your story, your power, your sound.
Healthcare, education, we go discuss. From clinics to classrooms, who can we trust? Social justice, human rights, we shine in truth like city lights. Public policy, rule of law, building Liberia strong and raw. Trade and commerce, business flow, empower the people, help us grow.
So what we talking about?
Who we talking for?
The people shattered.
Unfiltered minds, unfiltered dreams, telling our stories by any means. Culture and faith, we rise above, united in truth, united in love.
Our voices echo across the sea. Liberia strong, bold and free.
Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. The people's might, the nation's mirror. Unfiltered. Tasteful to Kakata, Hapa to Bonga. We talking real, we talking stronger. Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Your story, your power, your
Liberian
sound.
Voices Unfiltered. Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Your story, your power, your sound.
Politics, peace talks, power and pain. Who gains, who loses, we call the names. Youth rising, leaders in motion. We stirring truth like a wave in the ocean. From diaspora dreams to the homeland cries. We lift the truth, no compromise.
Okay, good evening, fellow Liberians. However you are listening, wherever you are, this is your voice. Let me pause. This is your favorite show, the Liberian Voices Unfiltered, the platform which we discuss issue as it unfolds. We discuss issue as it should be. We don't sugarcoat. We don't paraphrase anything. We present the information as it should be. It is our job to let the Liberian people know how things are unfolding. Just a quick second. It is our job to make the Liberian people know exactly how things are unfolding, and we should be doing that without fear or favor, regardless of anything. So today, when you look at our topic on a discussion, you will see we are discussing two major things here. We'll be talking about two major things. One of them has to do with the AFL recruitment process. It was on social media. Other people were saying, but what is it that in terms of age requirement, I saw people even conducting some polls, opinion polls on education requirement for the AFL. So we'll be talking about that, what significant it is, especially when it comes to the education requirement of the AFL. Why is the AFL requiring applicants or people that are wanting to join the armed forces of Liberia to have certain level of education? Why is it that they are requiring certain level of medical fitness, medical readiness, or certain level of health issues? And then why is it that they are also keen on some physical requirement? That is how physical the candidate should be, and So I'll be dealing with that very soon. And then our next topic of discussion will be I'll be providing you some real updates, some live updates on the situation at the Liberia-Guinea border. Yes, so definitely I will ask you to stay tuned with us. We got some very useful information that might be very useful to you or to anyone that wants to understand how situation is unfolding around the border side. I'm going to give you current update. My sources that are positioned there, I will give you current update on what is actually going on there. We have the WhatsApp number is on the screen, +1 267-559-4052. That is the WhatsApp number. If you want to participate on the show, you can call and give your analysis. You can call and give your comment. We will open the line to people to be able to call if you want to comment on what we are talking about. Also, we will have our comment section here. We're going to be reading our comment. So if you want us to read a comment, you post something meaningful, we will post it out so that people can see what the discussion is about. So right after our theme song again, I want you to stay tuned. Don't go off. Share the live. Invite your friends. Invite your family. Invite your loved ones, so that we can provide you some live updates. We are not speaking from a novice standpoint. We are speaking from professional standpoint. Every information we are providing to you here is from a professional standpoint. We've been there, done that, so we know how it is unfolding. We know how it is working. So share the live, invite your friends. You can also follow our Facebook page. It's Liberian Voices Unfiltered. That's our Facebook page. We urge everyone to follow our page, like our content, make a comment on some of our videos, and we will also like people to follow to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is the Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Also, our YouTube channel is on Liberian Voices Unfiltered. You can subscribe to our channel. You're going to be receiving this last few. Every video that we are playing on our social media is also being streamed on YouTube. We have it live on YouTube too. And then you can also follow up on our Instagram. We have our Instagram page, Liberian Voices Unfiltered, and our TikTok page, Liberian Voices Unfiltered. So you can follow up on any side. You will see our comment, you see our content, and you can be able to weigh in on some of the information that we provide. Like I tell people, it is our responsibility to keep the public informed, especially when we have some vital information that can be useful to our population. And like for those of you that are just joining, I say welcome again. Today's topic, we're going to be talking on two major topics. One has to do with Liberians that are eager to know why is the military requiring high school minimum education requirement for people to join the armed forces, and why are they making other requirements like physical, like medical? So I'll be providing some explanation on why it is necessary, why things are done the way it is, right after our team song. So share the live, invite people, go ahead and you can give your comment on the topic. Like I said, for those that want it to be read, we can read it. Those that don't want it, we will definitely know when we read the content of it, we can know that you don't want it to be shared or so. So once again, we want you to stay tuned and keep that right after our theme song. We will be right back to provide you more information. Thank you.
Yeah, you tune into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices, Unfiltered. Oh, we're speaking truth tonight. Liberia, let your voices rise. Say, from the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down.
Oh, we're speaking truth tonight. Let your voices rise.
From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. We talk the real, no mask, no crown. Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all gotta say, unfiltered voices paving the way. Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Yeah, we tell it how it is.
Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
The people's mic, the nation.
Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Mopukala to Bong, from Lofa to Cape Mount, we talk the truth that really counts. Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Your story, your power, your sound.
Voices Unfiltered. Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Your story, your power, your sound.
Healthcare, education, we go discuss. From clinics to classrooms, who can we trust? Social justice, human rights, we shine in truth like city lights. Public policy, rule of law, building Liberia strong and raw. Trade and commerce, business flow, empower the people, help us grow.
So what we talking about?
Who we talking for?
The people shattered.
Unfiltered minds, unfiltered dreams, telling our stories by any means. Culture and faith, we rise above, united in truth, united in love.
Our voices echo across the sea. Liberia strong, bold and free.
Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. The people's might, the nation's mirror. Unfiltered. Tasteful to Kakata, Hapa to Banga. We talking real, we talking stronger. Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Story, your power,
Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
your story, your power, your sound.
Politics, peace talk.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Sorry for holding you up. I was trying to respond to some messages. So, like I said earlier, we will be talking on two topics today. One has to do with why is the age, the education requirement for joining the armed forces of Liberia minimum is high school. And then it comes with other things. You must have not just high school, you must have a wire certificate to validate that you actually graduated from high school. And also you must also meet some medical and physical requirement. Some medical and physical requirement. And then you're not just going to sit down and say, because I got high school certificate or I got high school diploma, I'm strong, and then it means you automatically qualify. No. The armed forces also carry on something they call background investigation. They also do background check on you to make sure that you don't have like a criminal record or you haven't been involved with a human rights violation. Because you see, so let me take you a little bit back to the old AFL that was disbanded and why it was disbanded. So when you look at the old armed forces of Liberia before the Civil War or during the Civil War, when you look at the age requirement, you look at the education requirement, you look at the background screening, and you look at the medical and physical requirement, they were not looking at too much. Those days, they were not looking at too much requirement, especially when it comes to education. They were not looking at too much of that. And the reason was very simple. Like I said, those days, warfare was not based on science and technology. Warfare was based on strictly strength, ability to think and understand a little bit. You can get involved with war, and then physical training, you'll be good to go. But when you look at our armed forces, the ones that were disbanded, and you look at the rationale, the reason why it was disbanded, is because the military, our armed forces of Liberia, became polarized. The armed forces became affected by so much sentiments. They allow all sort of bad vibes to take over the armed forces. The armed forces became fractionalized. It became fractioned. People started being loyal to people instead of being loyal to the system. So the armed forces is supposed to be answerable to the system, not just to individuals, not just to people, even though individuals run it, but people must be answerable, people must be loyal to the system. So, for example, the armed forces back then started getting tribal. People started following the tribal line. Oh, I'm a Kisi man, so I will protect the Kisi people. I'm a Bassa man, so I will protect the Bassa people. I'm a Gola man, so I will line myself with those that are Gola people in the military. I'm a Gil man. I will line myself with people that are Gil in the military. So when you look at that, it started bringing so much fraction within the military. So when those fractions begin to build, and after the coup, you could see the armed forces reach a boiling point. Like when something reaches the boiling point, it would explode. So it explodes in the form that every member of the armed forces, one way or the other, started being loyal to either their political groups, either their religious group, either their ethnic group. So because of that, the armed forces became fragmented. And you cannot have an armed forces that is fragmented. The armed forces should not be looking at tribe. The armed forces should not be looking at religion. They don't look at race. They don't look at any other things. The armed forces look at a system. When the armed forces see a man coming, you know that man is a Liberian. They honor you as Liberian, not as a Kio man, or Mano man, or Bassa man, or Crown man, or a Kisi man, or a Gribble man. No, the armed forces should not look at that. So because of the fragmentation of it, it got to the extent that reviving it was almost impossible. People have been loyal. People have gotten loyal to their tribe, to the other things. So it became very embarrassing. Some of the members of the armed forces even became loyal to the rebel groups and joined the rebel group. So because of that, reviving it reviving it from the state that it was in to make it viable, to make it resonate to the current reality was impossible. So based on that, the international community, from especially ECOWAS, recommended that the armed forces be disbanded and things. I'm not looking at so much of the process they follow. I'm just telling you why we had to go that route. So when some of the reasons that led to why soldiers and officers begin to fragment themselves, begin to be loyal to other people, and to other ethnic group and to other political party, the reason was very simple, especially for our soldiers. When you look at that, it was because based on education. For people to sway you into joining something that is not good or something that is capable of bringing harm to the nation or other things, it depends on your cognitive ability, your ability to read, understand, and comprehend, your ability to see things and decipher it yourself and know that it is good or it is bad. So when you look at the education rate in our armed forces at that time, the education rate was very low, very low. Those days, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, when you get out of high school, say you qualify to be officer. So when you look at the education rate at that time, it was so low. And when the education is low at that, just look at our people, look at the literacy in Liberia was so low to the extent that people will be throwing trash on the street, people moving around just cutting electric wire to go and sell it for copper. People will be stealing people meters to go and sell it. It's because of education. When the education rate is low, people tend not to succeed in life. So poverty become a problem. Poverty become a problem. So the armed forces was around that kind of situation. So they used to refer to them as soldier, not soldier, but soldier, because they was not educated. Now, bringing it back to current day armed forces. And one of the reasons why I would tell people why the armed forces nowadays is focused on at least high school graduate. You must have certificate, your wire certificate to prove. And not only that, you will sit and take an aptitude test. There's a test that you will take to prove that you're out of high school. How many people will know that ball wire certificate? How many people will know in Liberia that passed through the walls of high school other than the high school passing through them? How many high school graduates that would know today in Liberia that don't have even the ability to write a fitting friendly letter? How many high school graduates will know today that cannot even write a full sentence, talk less of a paragraph? So it is an age-old problem. The education system in Liberia is messed up. So because of that, you already have a messed up education system. They just want to take somebody that just say the 1st grade or to 6th grade or 7th grade into your armed forces. You are going to be incorporating trash. Sorry for my French, but you're not going to incorporate the best. You're going to incorporate people that cannot make good decisions. We look around the world today. When it comes to science and technology, it's been driven by military. Look around the world. Not only that, just listen to me. Make a research. Science, technology, engineering is being crafted, is being driven by military. The military takes the best to work with it. And I will give an example in Nigeria. One of the best hospitals you want to go to in Nigeria is the military teaching hospitals. You see military men wearing uniform and performing surgery, both on the brain, on the stomach. They perform all sorts of surgery, but they are military people. So military people should not just look at it as just a fighting block. Somebody will just go in the bush, take gun, go and fight. No. The military has so much discipline. It has so much specialty. It has so much places that people can go there and get a career. You can go in the military and become an engineer. You can go in the military teach you how to become a nurse. So those are all the places and things that the military should be able to reach. We are very far from that. We are very far from that. I'm giving you references to other country military. You can start from zero. That means after your high school graduation, you join the military. When you meet the requirement, you can get a career in the military that can take you from one point of your life to the rest of your life when you leave the military. So the military is not just about you going to fight. Other people just thinking that, oh, it's just to go and fight. Take going to boot. No. Military got doctors, they got lawyers, they got paralegals, they got engineers. Anything you think about in the Civil War, military has them. They have public relations officers, they have administrators. The military have everything you think about. So when we're hearing people talking about education requirement, I will tell you today, it is very, very, very important. Never underestimate or never you in your wildest assumption think that because we have an adversary like Guinea coming to our border, that means you should drop the education requirement for people to enlist into the military. Because when you drop it to honor high school, that means you might drop the officer on down to either AA degree or a certificate level degree. I'm telling you, you're not going to be attracting the best. You are not going to attract the best. Other great military around the world, other great security institutions around the world, take the best. You find some schools, some military, some department in America, when you are around the world, when you're graduating from your class as one of the best, maybe as the valedictorian of your class, they try to incorporate you because you are smart. They need you. So those are the kind of people that the military go for. And in order to attract those kind of people, salary, compensation, a benefit must be attractive. You cannot attract the best when you pay the least. You cannot attract the best when you underpay people. You see, a lot of people think that, oh, the military is not involved in war. Why should we all be making that money? I will tell you, in time of peace, you prepare your military for war. You can't prepare your military for war during time of war. No. That's the reason why you see during time of war, people that carry on all those forceful recruitment or all those inscription. People that put those inscriptions and think that conscript people into the military. You see, most of those that are conscripted, most of them tend to die because they don't have all of the requisite training, the requisite tactics and experience they will have to survive a war. But they have to put it there because sometimes they require number. And those things only happen when you are when there is no way to win, when you are at the level where there is no turning back. When the Amazon is crossed, when you have crossed the Rubicon and you know that there is no way to win, the citizens have obligation to defend the nation. That's why you see conscription and things can start. But we are very far from that. We have our small brother or our son near or called Guinea that is threatening our existence. I will talk about that. I will talk about the border issue. So to summarize this topic before I move on to the border issue, I would like to say a few things. One, the education requirement of high school minimum is okay. It's okay. And the government should not just focus on just high school. They should focus on people that graduated high school well. People that high school passed through them and they're passing through high school. People that can able to, that their sentences that are writing can make sense. That their subject and the verb will agree. Because you want to build a military of professionalism. You want to build a professional military. Look at these days warfare. You think anybody? You think people crossing over to people's land to go and annex the land? Even though yes, they do at some point. You think people look at America, look at Iran. The people stay here and send their missiles. Iran stay into the country and send missiles to Israel. You think that high school education can do that thing? Or that below that 6th grade or 9th grade education can do that thing? Iran is building weapon, a weapon that meets generational requirement, that meets generational standard, that even big countries are wondering how this guy built his weapon domestically. It is their military might. Because the military attracted the best. It attracted scientists. It attracted some good technicians that were able to work and make things happen for the nation. But if you have a military that is undereducated, that is not educated, that is illiterate, you're not going to be able to move on with anything. You're not going to be able to build anything viable or sustainable for your country. So it is important that we maintain the high school. And then I think that the military should be focusing on recruiting people that are science and engineering based, science and math students. You want to focus on that direction, because look at warfare now. People moving to astronomical warfare. They are looking at warfare strategy wherein they're using science and technology, pure science and technology. Gone are those days where you have to go be running 2-3 miles. Even though it's still part of it, when you fall across enemy lines, you need a physical training, you need that physical physique, so that you can be able to withstand enemy torture. You can be able to withstand some rigorousness that happen across the lines. But what mostly military need is your mind. Military need your mind, your intellect. It is not just your strength. Your strength play a role, but we need to build a robust and a vibrant military. So the government will focus on military education and training. They're focusing on staff development. They're focusing on the military being able to procure, or the military being able to carry on their own kind of training that will build them to meet par of other militaries. Liberia is far below that line. We are way behind. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I believe our legislature, people that are supposed to put the executive feet to the fire, they don't care. Because you see, the president runs the executive branch. The military is answerable to him. Now, when it comes to any kind of cross-country stuff, it's the president that's supposed to go and answer the questions. But it is incumbent on the legislature, because the legislature represents the people. It is the people that elected them. So when the people elect the legislature, that is your representatives and your senator, they are supposed to be asking hard questions to the executive on behalf of their people. They are supposed to be asking those hard questions. Right now, when you have kind of border dispute and other stuff, it is incumbent upon the legislature. The legislature have national security, they have defense and security committee. We understand that some legislatures, when you provide information, classified information, they will run out there and go and spread it in the public, which you don't want to. That's the reason why people that are on committees, on defense and security committees within the legislature, they are vetted. And in other countries, they are made to sign some documentation that they cannot leak any classified information. They are made to sign those paperwork. If you leak it, you'll be doing it at the detriment of yourself, and you'll be doing it to because you will go to prison for that. You can be charged for treason, you can be charged for espionage, you can be charged for so many other things. So that's the reason why people in those various committees are vetted. There are people that have something they call security clearance to get the kind of security brief. For example, look at our lower house, the House of Representatives. Right now, our representative is going on break. You have an imminent crisis, imminent situation going on at your country border with your neighbor. You are joint section and you say you're coming back in May. That means you are joined for 2 months. Do you know in 2 months what can happen to our country? People that care will not do that. People that have the nation at heart will not do that. They say it is only a madman that will leave his house on fire and go to bed. And that is exactly what our legislature have done. They have left Liberia in crisis and they have gone to bed. That is the epic of madness. I don't know what some of them do in our legislature. And I want Liberians to see that these things that are happening, these things that are going on, because the elected bunch of guys in the legislature that has no security background. Name me people in the legislature, both Senate and I'm not talking about rebel now. Don't bring any rebel, don't call any rebel here. We're talking about people that have gone through the ranks and file of military training, military access and actors. People that have gone through the military files, that have attained some rank in the military that is serving in our legislature today, that will be able to say, okay, when it comes to defense and strategic studies or defense and strategic events, we're supposed to take this thing. How many of them do we have in the legislature? The answer is nothing. The ones that you had, they were rebels. They were rebels. Those guys were rebels. They supported rebel group and thing. That's why they got their super rank and all that in the name of stuff. But they have not been able to adequately provide security to address security issues in our country. Now our house is on fire. Guinea is threatening. Guinea have crossed over to our border. With all these things going on, but our legislature have gone on break, 2-month break. We're all addressing the situation. But I will delve more into that. Let me conclude on the issue of this AFL recruitment process. So I will climb out by saying, these days, modern warfare is based on science, technology, and engineering. Those are not things you can get when you they're not pepper calatina. That thing that you get through education, through classroom. You go, you learn, you go to school, you read and write, you understand it, then you ought to put 1 + 1 together and come up with something. So the military need those kind of people. That's the reason why the military took people like us. Some of my colleagues that are there now, some of my colleagues that are left, they took us and sent us to the Nigerian Defense Academy, where we will learn military administration, where we will learn something that is better for the military to use and empower themselves and improve themselves. But the system became polarized. The system started getting rotten, started chasing some of us out. That's how some of us left, because our life is also precious. If it was an aggression on Liberia, and then you say people that are left, then you say, oh, we are coward. But we can have our own people, the Minister of National Defense, Brent Samuka, trying to chase people like me out of the service, trying to arrest me for no reason, trying to put me in prison for without trial, without anything, and you want me to sit there and watch. No, my rights were being violated, and there was nowhere I could go to get redress. I had one option to save my life and to leave the country. That's which I did. So if you refer to that as cowardice, it's fine, but I will tell you, as soldiers that retreat, live to fight another battle. Today, I'm living and I'm prepared to fight another battle. So some of our story, when you look at a lot of people that left the armed forces of Liberia today, they didn't leave because they want to leave. They didn't leave. Some of them, some of us, people begin to wish hunt us because maybe they feel insecure of the amount of level of education, level amount of training that we have acquired. They don't want to see that. They want to operate with soldier, and we are not soldier, we were soldiers. We were trained as officers. We have all of the technical know-how, all of the technical details to move our military forward. And a lot of them don't want to see that. A lot of people there don't want to see that. You know what it means to go to the Defense Academy and spend 5 years learning military administration? It's like you go to West Point, you graduate from West Point. Those, you are assets. Look at other advanced country military. Look at Ghana. Look at Ghana. Look at Nigeria. Look at Sierra Leone. Look at Senegal. I'm talking about advanced one in Africa. Look at Morocco. You can't dream of holding any serious command position in the military without you going to the Defense Academy. You will never. They will not even appoint you there. They will not appoint you to those serious command, except for people like in the medical corps, because in the medical corps, yeah, you need doctors, you need lawyers. So you will find people then holding other command position. But when it comes to tactical and strategic command position, you can't be allowed to get in there because you have to go to the academy. That's how you learn military administration. Look there today. There were so many officers around in Nigeria that went to the academy. Today, Nigeria military, even though they've been facing challenges, but they are sound. Educationally, they are sound. Intellectually, they are good. Tactically, they are upright. That's why you see officers like Liberia continue to send our soldiers and our officers to staff colleges in Nigeria, to staff college in Ghana, and those are countries that we give birth to. Those are countries that we help to give independence to. But today, we are sending our military there. We are sending our soldiers for training there. We are sending our officers for staff course there. It should be a shame to us. It should be a disgrace. But this thing, I'm telling you, is going to persist because people that are supposed to checkmate the executive on this kind of thing. Like I said, the legislature is supposed to be able. It's their job to call the president or call. The president will not come and answer you, but you can invite the chief of army staff, the chief of staff. The legislature get the power to summon him or her. You can summon the Minister of National Defense. The legislature have that authority to summon them to come and provide answers to question in Lofa. What is going on to the border? How our security stand? just in case of anything, what can we do? Do we have the capacity? Those are the questions that our legislators to call the security, the head of the armed forces of Liberia, the head of the Ministry of National Defense, and all of those, the national security advisors, the National Security Agency director. Those are people that spearheads the security and defense of our country. The legislature should be able to invite them, even though there are some information that those people have. It is not to the consumption of every lawmaker. We agree. For security reasons, there are some information that are classified. But the legislature has specialized committees on defense and national security, have that security clearance to hear any security brief. Yes, they meet the other countries that the requirement. You have also amount of clearance to be able to hear certain level of security or intelligence information. So you can't tell me. So our legislature, instead of them inviting the Minister of National Defense, the Chief of Staff, the National Security Agency head, and other security institution head to come and provide answers to the Liberian people of what's happening on our side, the people going on break. The people now take 2 months break, they're gone. They're going to enjoy themselves. So they leave you in limbo. When anything happens in the country, they not care. Some of them now they're taking plane tomorrow, they're coming to America. So when they're taking plane tomorrow, they go in Europe because they overpay, so they get too much money. So the country is not a priority to them. The defense and security sector of the country is not a priority to them. It's not anything important. When Guinea were annexing our country, coming across our border, shooting our citizens, and taking over the river, pushing our immigration back, those legislators were basically inviting the Minister of Finance to come and give reason why he should not be held in contempt because he did not pay their salary or allowances. Can you imagine that? Missed priorities. So if you look at the way our legislature are treating our people, you can know that they don't care. They have no business being in the legislature. They have no business going in that place. And some of them will say because none of them have security background. None of them have been ex-military or ex-security or ex-NSA. Most of them know. That is the reason why beginning 2029 or beginning now, I will begin to advocate for ex-service members that want to hold public offices in terms of representative and senator. We're going to be campaigning for them. We're going to be helping them to campaign for them to get in the legislature because that's where defensive strategy comes from. That's where people come up with thinking they checkmate the government on national security issue. So if you have this kind of thing going on and you guys legislators are supposed to be able to ask the government hard questions, you see that every day on CNN, on Al Jazeera. The National Security Committee invite Pete Hedges, the National Security Advisor, come and tell what is going on. Some of those briefings are held in closed doors, some of them are held in open conferences, open on the floor. They provide update as to what is happening on the country. Because the legislature, it is your responsibility to carry information to go back to your people. Now you're going on break. And you, according to you, now you go meet your people you go meet to your constituency to go talk to your people. What information are you going to give your people when it comes to the local situation? You're going to lie to them. You're going to speculate. You're not going to provide information that is factual. You're not going to be giving them information that is based on national security strategy. No, because you got no clue on it. You did not invite the people that's supposed to talk about it. You did not invite anybody to give you information on it. Everything is going to be based on speculation that you're going to tell your people. That is poor representation. You got no business being in the legislature. We will campaign against you. Many of you 2029. I will be in Liberia. We will campaign against many of you 2029. We'll go from district to district to tell the people that these guys fail us, they should not be re-elected. These guys fail us, that they should appear on ballot paper anymore. That is going to be our advocacy. You're supposed to hold the national government feet to the fire. Hold their feet to the fire. Let them provide information to you because you need the information to carry to your constituency, especially that you're going for a break. But you abandon our people in the midst of crisis. You went on break, 2-month break when the country is in crisis. Who goes for a break when the country is in crisis? Only a madman will do that. Who leave their house on fire and go to bed? Only a madman, a delusional man will do that. And that is the situation that we are confronted with in Liberia today. Liberians are being left by the wayside because our nation, our people have failed to represent us adequately. They are not represented. They are misleaders. They are missing on the point. So to climb out with the point, we need a good education in military, to have a formidable military that will be able to compete and withstand the test of time with contemporary military, with contemporary challenges. You need military that is educated, military that is focused on science and technology based, that will provide those requisite information, provide requisite education and training to help develop things that will help our armed forces. When it comes to best defense and strategic operations or strategic studies, you need people with sound minds. The armed forces should focus on incorporating the best. The best. I would never recommend at any time, even in my dream, that the armed forces recruit anybody on a high school. And the high school is not just on the high school. People that will take the aptitude test and pass, because if you take the aptitude and pass, it means yes, you got something up there that we can build upon. The armed forces need you to have something, then they can build upon it. The armed forces cannot take you from 0 straight to 100. No, it don't work that way. So you should come with something. And the physical requirement is also important. You should be able to run. You should be able to give push-up. Because look at how many people in the security sector right now getting obese. Look at the obesity level. See police officers, see soldiers, see immigration officers getting fat. Those guys are getting fat. I mean, use the word fat. The women will say obese. You're not obese, you fat. Can you run? Can you maneuver? Do you have that endurance? The answer is no. You're getting fat. That's the reason why training should be continuous. The fitness test should be done annually. People should pass that fitness test. There is something in the military called height and weight. When you are certain height, you must maintain certain weight. And it's supposed to be done continuously. That's how you keep the physique of the military. You can't have an obese military guy come and say, oh, the other military guy, people distrapping. That military man are living behind them, man. I'm fat man. You cannot be in the military, you'll be fat. No, it's an insult. And you saw of recent, even the United States Secretary of Defense, Pete Hedges, said that. You cannot be fat. The military is for people that are physically fit and mentally upright. Physically fit and mentally upright. You must have the ability to run miles when the need arises. You must have ability to maneuver when the need arises. So in as much that we are building mental capacity, we also emphasis also focuses on physical capacity and then also medical. The emphasis require you to be medically fit. If you are sick in the military, if you are sick and they allow you to join the military, remember the military pay for your health insurance. You will become a liability to the armed forces. Imagine you're trying to get officer or soldier to go do a particular work. That soldier in the hospital whole day, he can't move from there. And the military is going to be paying your medication bill, paying your hospital bill. You don't want that. So you want people that are mentally upright, educationally you are good, physically you can run, you can crawl, you can jump, you can move from place to place. You see me how I'm agile. That's the kind of thing people need. That's the kind of thing the military need. You can be able to move from place to place without hindrances, without problem. And you should be able to, medically, you should not have any kind of major surgery done. You should not have any kind of need, any other kind of major thing that will impede your movement. So that is the reason why it is important, it is expedient that the military focus on the education requirement. They should not drop it for any reason. In fact, they should make the test even a little more harder. And the test should be science-based. You're focusing on people that are science, because every military now focusing on science, technology, and intelligence. Science, technology, engineering, and intelligence. Those are the 4 basic parts military are building their strength on right now. Physical part, you can train. Continuously training will bring you down, will burn the fat. So the military should maintain those standards for everyone that wants to join. They should keep it there. So that is my position on that issue of the education requirement and the age requirement. Education by 18 and above. Everybody knows that you got to be an adult. If you are 17, that means your parents have to sign a waiver for you, because your parent has to sign a waiver for you so that you can maybe when you're 17, you're not just joining straight. Sometimes you go through ROTC or through cadet program, 17 years old. That's when your parent will come in and sign some of those things. So before I get on the next topic, let me read some of the comment here so that we all can follow it. This one is from Albert Dolo. He said most Liberians want to apply to join the army, but the WAS certificate requirement is the major problem. That is why I say we need to lower our standard. Well, Albert, that's a very good thing, but remember, lowering the standard gave you lower quality. It gave you lower grade officer. Your officer will not be able to compete in a trending and post-war opportunity that is happening now. You need people of higher grade. And I will tell you, it is not a function of, do you know how many people that are smart, that want to join the military now? You get more than 5,000 in Liberia right now. If you open recruitment that can pass aptitude tests, pass physical tests, pass medical tests, pass every test, they are good, they are ready to join. They are there today in Liberia, more than 5,000 young people. So the issue is not having that quality of getting those people. The issue is the government is not willing to provide money for the military to improve themselves, the military to recruit people. And that's what the government should be focused on now. Recruiting people for the armed forces. Guinea is talking about almost $600 million for national security budget. Almost $6 million for national security budget. That includes the armed forces carry almost 80 or 90% of it. Just for the army, they spend $5 to $6 million. So you should know, and we're talking about $33 million for the security sector. If you take off soldier pay, you take off maintenance and equipment and other things, how much money is even left to do training for the armed forces? How much money? No money is left. So the armed forces, we're not lacking manpower in Liberia. No. I will say this, but I'm still referring to you. We're not lacking manpower in Liberia. It's not an issue of wire certificate. It's not an issue of WAS certificate. You understand that why I changed the WAS now? Thank you for that clarity. It's not an issue of WAS certificate. It's the function of the government providing the resources, the money. When they say they're sweet that money. When they say the military is sophisticated, the military is money. Instead of paying the lawmakers that have abandoned our country in this crisis situation and gone on break, instead of paying them all those $12,000, $15,000 a month, cut their pay down to minimum $3,000, $4,000 a month. The rest of the money can go towards defense. Because without defense and our security sector being vibrant and ready, those guys will not be in peace. The country will not be in peace. You do what gave Guinea the audacity to come and occupy our land? Because they know that our country military is for job. They know that our military is not up to par. They have way in. They have talked about that. So, and I will talk more about that one. Let me not spare the bearings here. I will talk more about that part of it. So, Albert, we should not, and I will say that we should not lower the education requirement for no reason. One thing I would recommend, if today I'm working with the security sector, I will strongly focus on people that are science and engineering based to be recruited in the armed forces. Those are the people that we need now. People that can think, that will be able to sit down and think and build bomb. People that will sit down and think and come up with drone. That's the kind of technology we need now. So you cannot lower that standard. And then let me see here. my man Johnson said mentally and physically fit. But man, I know you can make it. You can make it. When you're ready, you cannot go. I know you can make it. Come on, man. When you're ready, you cannot go. I put like you need say. Yeah. And then Abba again said he also made another comment here. It is necessary, is necessary to meet international best practice, but we need to lower the standard to grade 9. About that, the same thing he's saying here. Don't lower no standard. I will advise you to even keep the standard higher. You need a higher standard to join the military. You need a higher standard. Don't lower it. please, it's not a good advice. The standard should be higher in terms of education, in terms of acute. The military need people that can think. Even though the military create employment, but you want to bring people in that will help the military, not people that will become a liability to the system. Yes, you need that kind of thing. Yes, so that's the kind of thing. And then my man Bob just said that enlisting people in our military should not be a way of getting employment survival, but rather getting the cream of our high school graduate to meet the challenge of modern day military status. Of course, that's the same thing I'm saying. But you just said that, bro. And I really appreciate the comments. See, these comments are very good for us to interact with them. Of course, you're not just recruiting people in the military because you want to create employment. No, you don't do that. You just recruiting people because they say, oh, the army get the ability to incorporate 15,000 people. Then you just go, you just recruit anybody. I mean, you not get army. You get bunch of sheeps. They're not army people you get down there. So you need the best. You need the best. Every military around the world attract the best. The Iranian nuclear scientists. Scientists work for the military. Scientists. And I'm telling you about scientists. They work for the military. The military pay them because you need those kind of people to be able to build and upgrade your system. And in order to have those class of people in your military, you have to offer the kind of salary that is attractive. The kind of allowances. Sorry, my lip always try to split or get. You need to have those kind of salary and allowances, comprehensive and attractive compensation package. Then you attract the best. If you don't have that thing today, like I said, I'll give you some information on the border today. So, Bodres, I really, really appreciate that. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for being part of the show. You have been one of our great supporters. We really appreciate that. We'll say thank you for that. And then, so as the comment is coming, I will be reading those comments as the comment are coming through. So let me move up to our second area of discussion, which has to do with the Liberia-Guinea border. I'm going to provide you an update on the Guinea border, and I'm not going to be providing an update from off head. No, I have my sources there. I got sources stationed there. I know people that are there that gave me information from there that will talk from right there. So it is important for me to know today so that you guys can understand that we're not saying these things because we want to look down on Liberia, or we're not saying the thing because we want to spill our national security strategy, or want to make Guinea to look superior to Liberia. We are saying these things because we want our policymakers, our government, to pay attention to our military, because these are the only people we get to defend of. Without our military, we can be defended in anywhere. Every country, when they say America, say, I will make you do this, I will do this, because of their military, nothing different. Russia say, I will do it because of their military might. So your military is your backbone for everything. Your military is your backbone for everything. Without the military being strong and prepared to defend the country, you're going nowhere. You're going nowhere. So we are saying these things to open our mind of our people, to enlighten the mind of our military, our policies maker, so that they can be able to provide the right advice, the right guidance to help liberate Liberia from any situation that might come. Guinea is small. A bigger one might happen that might shock the whole country. We pray that Guinea won't be handled perfectly or without issue. So, based on what I've said, I will tell you there have been reliable information, confirmed information, that yesterday there was still gunfire in that region. Yes, Guinean military still carry on some firing in that whole area. And as I speak to you, that area is occupied. It's occupied by Guinea. The Guinea military have taken over that region right now as I speak to you. Yes. The Guinea military is on that side. So there was a confirmed gunfire yesterday in our area. I took down my note. There was confirmed gunfire in our area yesterday. Yes, in around our general area where there was confrontation. And then what will interest you to know that will boil down back to the education we've been talking about. Around yesterday, the Guinea military deployed drone. They deployed drone to conduct surveillance and patrol in that area. And the drone was not just subject to that area. I'm giving you reliable information. The drone that Guinea military put up yesterday was not even confined to that place. The drone flew as far as Foya. As far as Foya, over our military, where our army is stationed, to the Foya barracks. It flew there and spent some time roving around, acquiring intelligence and information. They were acquiring the strength, how many men there. They were also acquiring how much ammunition there. They were acquiring how many trucks, how many. Can you imagine? You have your neighbor that have intruded in your country to that extent. And they are doing it because they are greater and mightier than you. You think Guinea get money like that? No. But they are using their wealth whilst they are building their defense. So because of that, they have the audacity to do what they are doing. So there was a drone deployment. They were conducting surveillance, and those surveillance was intended to confirm our Liberian military position, our Liberian military deployment capability. That's some of the information they were gathering yesterday. So, and that was focusing on to know, because it mounted with camera, it had camera on it. So it's taking surveillance, it's recording and sending data back. So they were confirming our army, our ammunition in the area, and how our military are deployed. And they were also confirming how many men, the barrier, how big is the barrier, how many men you can take. They were confirming the information. So they got the information to their disclosure now because they sent a drone there. Yeah, like I said, we're not saying anything because we want to give out a national security information, but we are saying it for our military, our government to be prepared. Somebody say, but why the military could not shoot a drone down? The military works on orders. They function on order. The military will not shoot one round to that place until they are ordered to do so. And moreover, shooting around there it can cause escalation. But even at that, you can't be cowardized to that extent. The people occupy the place and they send drones. So Foya is part of disputed territory too? No, but they have sent a drone as far as Foya. The drone went as far as Foya over our military installation there. And number three, while they were confirming the Canaan, our deployment, the army ammunition we got, the kind of people we got, they're trying to find all the information. The next thing they were also identifying, there is something the military will call vantage point. They were identifying vantage point, or people can call it high grounds. All of seasoned military people like myself will refer to that as high grounds. So they were looking at areas of strategic importance. In the military, those are what you look for. When you go in a warfare, you look for area of high grounds. Those high grounds are called area of strategic importance. So they were identifying that area within the terrain. So just in case things go out of hand, that's where they're going to mount their artilleries. That's where they're going to mount their big weapons. And when people climb on those high hills, they oversee the entire Lofa and beyond, because those are high hills. Those high hills give them vantage point to be able to look down. And imagine when your enemy come in your territory and climb on top of a vantage point where they can see everything around you. Just know how much calamity they will cause. So their surveillance were also identifying area of strategic military importance, which you call high grounds. So they were identifying those high grounds. And yesterday, I believe they got to area that they might take immediately so that they can have strategic ground there. Imagine them mounting one jungle mortar up there or mounting one general purpose machine gun, or a mounting one a serious weapon over there that can cause mass casualty. Do you know how much harm and danger it will cause for us? So the drone was there, identifying the kind of manpower we have on ground, the troop we have there, their strength, and everything. Everything it was identifying it. Those are the kind of things that are going on right now as we speak in Lofa. And those things are things that happen, that are happening. And then I can also confirm to you that when those guys took over, they destroyed our immigration, the immigration had an immigration boot, like a kind of makeshift boot we had there. Those guys destroyed the boot. The boot is no more there. They broke it down. They broke the signboard down. Signpost, which I remember called signboard. They broke it down. So they destroyed all the things, and they even seized some of our immigration people food. Our food, the food supply, they seized it and they took it. And then, at least I remind you, there was the machines that were conducting those same mining operations in that water, the disputed water area. That machine was also seized by Guinea, and Guinea have them under their control. It have not been turned over yet. So this is the kind of situation that we are confronted with. And I will tell you, what is most shameful is our government not paying attention to the crisis. We saw on social media the information minister, Jeremy Pia, posting something on social media telling people that, let me get it from right here. Let me use my phone and get it, particular information that he said. You can't make mockery out of the people that elected you in office. That is making mockery out of the people. This was his exact statement. I see people on social media expressing anger, saying our territorial integrity is being encroached upon and that the government is doing nothing. If you believe nothing is being done, we will like you to volunteer so you can go, so we can arm you. You go and address the situation yourself. Can you imagine that? That is a statement from Jeremy Pia, the information minister. And you know that when Jeremy Pia speaks, it means it's the government position. That's what the government has said. So the government said to hell with you. If you think we're not doing anything, if you think we're not doing well, can't let get you gone. So you can go there and adjust the situation yourself. Can you imagine? Is that the kind of information you're supposed to provide? Is that the kind of way you're supposed to address situation in the country when the citizens are concerned? When people life is being, because Liberian people know exactly the trauma, the tribulations that they went through during the Civil War. If you don't want to go back in that same thing, that's the reason why everybody's on social media talking about this thing, because we don't want to go back to those dark days. You are supposed to provide hope. You are supposed to provide guidance and aspiration for our people so that they can be able to, you give them hope and telling them that the government is doing everything. You chicken them up, telling them that if they feel the government not doing anything, they should come. You will get them gone so that they can go and defend themselves. Can you imagine that? Is that not making mockery out of the people? When the people were electing you, did you tell them that when there is a crisis situation that you're going to get them gone for them to go defend themselves? Did you say that when you were around the place campaigning, saying that you're going to rescue the people? Now, we got Guinea situation. How are the people being rescued? How is the country being rescued? And I will say this. When it comes to security and defense studies, national security and defense studies, you see, the police, immigration, customs, those are people that participate in internal security crisis. Listen to my word, in the internal security. That means there's a crisis within. So when you have, for example, a group of people rioting, a group of people demonstrating, then you can have those people coming in to provide internal security support to the nation. Those people, police, immigration, customs, they are paramilitary. They are not military people. They are paramilitary. They get training to shoot gun. but they don't have training for tactics like other military, like the AFL would do, like Guinea military would do. So Guinea coming to Liberia, crossing into Liberia, it's not internal security situation anymore. It have graduated from internal security institution to insurgency. Our territory have been violated. Our country's sovereignty is at stake. It's not where you send police and immigration there. No, it's not internal crisis. When the Guineans start shooting, when the Guineans begin to, what, you think police and immigration have the ability to respond to the Guinea military? No, they don't. I saw Gregor Coleman there running in pick up with journalists and being creating unnecessary publicity. You know why it's supposed to be? Those are not internal security anymore. You're talking about our foreign nation encroaching on your nation. They're not internal security no more. Whenever the nation has people, you think America not get police? You think America get immigration? Why you think that the immigration custom police didn't do anything about the Iranian war? Because it has nothing to do with internal. The military is getting on the high and light and moving on, getting ready. Every security, the security level have increased in America up to, I think, Delta or Foster, one of them. It have Harper. Everybody's on the standby just in case. But in Liberia, our situation is different. Police then running there, you see journalists there behind it, getting information. What Gregor Coleman going to do that situation? It is the armed forces. Guinea, why you think Guinea get police? You think Guinea get immigration? Why you think Guinea not say immigration custom there? They send military because it's military that is trained to handle such a situation. But Liberia, we keep our military in 4 years and we send immigration and custom IFA. Those are risks. We are risking the lives of our internal security forces. They're not placed for internal security forces. It's placed for your military. The military is trained to protect your country from external aggression, not internal. External. The military only participate in internal situation when there is instability within the country. So they come in. That's what they call internal security. They come to provide internal security. But when you have a nation coming to encroach on your country border, crush on your country land, and they're coming in with their armies, it is an external aggression. That aggression is supposed to be met with our armed forces like brother is trained to handle such a situation. We're not saying AFL should go and start fighting. No. AFL knows that we work on orders. But we're trying to say those are people that are trained to kill, people that are trained to shoot guns and kill people. They should be met with proportional resistance. That is, if they send a company, we should send a battalion. So just in case they force, you remember it's 3-1 or 4-1. That's how it's supposed to be. But we send a small under a company strength, under 1 or 2 platoon or platoon strength in 4 years. What can they do? What can they do? You are compromising, and you can't blame our chief of staff. You can't blame the Minister of National Defense on that part of it, because they take order. At this point, they take order. They are taking order. So when the president gave order, they follow the order. And I will let you know today. And the one thing I want you to understand from this information I'm providing. Our military, even equipment, they don't have much equipment to withstand anything. Even vehicles, our military truck. Are you aware that our military today, they are buying used truck, used civilian truck? I'm not talking about military grade trucks and our equipment is built with special specification to meet high power, to meet high power fire, to meet a rugged ground. So those trucks are built differently. They are built. That's the reason why they are expensive. If you see a military dive truck and you see a regular dive truck, the price of a military dive is almost 2 times the price of a regular dive truck, because the military is made with with iron steel coated. It's strong. It can withstand any terrain. Today, I will tell Liberian people, because the armed forces is not being supported, the armed forces does not have the rightful amount of money they need to do anything, even to deploy the troops in Lofa. Our truck, they had to go start buying used truck to paint it quick. A dive truck. They bought a couple of dive trucks from the guy around the Congo Bell. Couple of dive truck. Those dive truck, people that were in radar when the military were moving, saw some of the truck broke down. Some of the truck broke down because they are not new, they are used. Military can be buying used stuff. It's a disgrace to our military. And the reason is because they are not providing the fund that the people need to function. But lawmakers are making $15,000, $10,000, $9,000. They're making all the kind of big money, $2,000 for gas every month. And now the crisis is on, they're going on break. They're going on break. That's the reason why during peacetime, our military need to have the requisite training, the requisite kind of level of care they need. So that because during war situation, they will be going to sacrifice their lives. They will be willing to put their lives on the line. But if my family, I don't have hope to know what my family will eat tomorrow. I don't have hope to know how to pay my children's school fee tomorrow. How when something happened to me, the manager will kick me out, my family out on a 1 week or 1 month. I got no piece of land. I don't even know how much they can sell land. I don't even know how much for one bag of cement. You think the military will be willing to risk all those things? That their families stand to benefit nothing, to go and sacrifice themselves, sacrifice their lives? You have to do better. In America here, when a service member dies, we're not comparing America to Liberia, but when somebody in active duty service dies, especially the service to the country dies, the family receive up to $500,000 based on the insurance and things. $500,000. Those are life-changing money. Liberia, how much? When an active duty service member dies, how much they give you? 1,500 or 2,000. I mean, God, real smart with you. That's a disgrace. And it's not because the people in military command don't want to give out money. It's because the government is not providing the fund to them. They can't make leave out of money. But you want to see our military doing better. You want to see soldiers being recruited, officers being recruited. How? When the government is not releasing funds to the people. It's a disgrace. It's a shameful thing. Guinea is now flying drone in our country. In Lofa, drone is up in the air. They're taking surveillance and getting all these things. And it is a shameful thing, like I said. Our legislature that's supposed to have the authority, that's supposed to have the power to question the executive so that executive can provide them with necessary information on what is going on in Lofa, how our security forces stand, what do we have, what do we need. Those people have abandoned the country and they have gone on break. Those people have gone on break. Your lawmaker there, the representative there, gone on break. The only reason why the senators stay because they don't know how to do Joseph Braga, and that's why you see them there. They're second go on break. So instead of them calling the people, calling emergency session, talking about approving emergency fund that will be used either to do recruitment and training for the armed forces, either to buy equipment, military hardware and equipment for the country, army, ammunition, to prepare us just in case when the thing go out of hand. No, they're not calling for that. They're calling the finance minister to tell the finance minister, say, can't give all reason why we should not put you in jail because we not receive our allowances and our pay. They're calling LEC man, can't tell all why no land in the country. Your sovereignty is at stake. Another country is aggressing upon you in your land. It's of no interest to you. You go on break. Why are you going to go tell your people? It's a disgrace. It's a shame on our country. And I am saying a lot of people should not be voting those people back in. Let us make sure that those people should not go back in the legislature. If it costs for us to enter that place and get a new set of people that will train, let us do that. And focus it on people that has security in mind. Somebody that has served the police before, somebody that has served the army before, somebody that was in EPS. Those people that want to run, they get some security knowledge. Those are the people who should be going to the legislature so they can know how to come up with policies, to come up with rules and regulations that can defend our country when there is something going on. All the warning out there, Nigerian message, so mumu, they get no idea on security and defense. Zero. All they know that how to move from place. Now all of them can be travel to go out of the country in the name of constituent break. So it is a shame to us. It's a disgrace to us. So let me post some comment here so we can see. This one is from Joseph Saka. He said the standard should always be higher. Budgetary allocation is the biggest problem for our military. Most of the Iranian military are masters and PhD holder, of course, and I agree with you that their specialty is in sciences. In the sciences, do you know that the literacy rate in Iran is 94% literacy? People that want to school 94%. So that's what I was saying. Joseph is saying here, Mr. Sako is saying we should not lower the standard for our military. Because other military people get masters, people get PhD, because those are the brain you need to carry on development for the army. You need people with the expertise, people with the professionalism to do that. So he's saying that the government should not lower the standard, just what I have said. Thank you, Mr. Sako, for your comment. Let me move on to the next one. This is from Abraham Fayad. Abraham Fayad says, I would recommend that our government visit the various high school to know those students that are good into those subjects for better recruitment. Yes, I mean, thank you for your analysis, but I mean, it should be going to colleges, not high school, because high school, I mean, you're not out of high school yet. So the government should be visiting colleges, freshman students, sophomore students, junior students. So the government should be visiting colleges to know exactly those guys that are good at some subject matter in terms of science, engineering, and technology, so that they can be recruiting them. But thank you for your comment. I appreciate that. And then somebody, the same AB Fire is saying, brother, in the first place, we don't have AFL there. Only police and immigration is at the border. So yes, there is truth. AFL is in Lofa, but they are not stationed at the border. They are stationed in Foya. There's a long distance from Lofa to Foya. Long distance to Lofa and Foya. So, and then another comment here from Joseph Sako again. He said, Guinea seems to be getting out of hand. Anyway, we pray that it will be resolved amicably through constructive diplomatic dialogue. But it is totally unacceptable for a country like Guinea to invade two countries concurrently. Yes, they invaded, they went to Sierra Leone, and now they're in Liberia. The situation is becoming unprecedented and unpredictable for the future of Liberia and Sierra Leone. And Sierra Leone don't take Guinea to the ECOWAS code. So I think Liberia, I don't know if Liberia is looking to do that, I don't know. So he said after diplomatic means, the two affected countries should find a permanent resolution to the solution to avoid reoccurrence. Thank you, Mr. Sako, for that. Of course, they should be finding a permanent solution to this situation so that it can reoccur in the future. Okay. And then this is from Alpha's Bull. He said, looking at my region, the standard of our army recruitment is too high, and it need to be. He mean to say we need to visit it, to revisit it. Well, Alpha's, you don't want a military with a very low academic performance. You want a military that is mentally upright, that is intellectually fit, that can able to withstand intellectual battle, because the battle is won in the room before even go. It's playing in the room before going on the field. If it is not playing well in the room, those guys on the field are all dead people you see there. So we are really opting that our military, the government should focus more on people that are science, engineering, and technologies oriented, freshman students, junior students, to recruit them into the military so that you can have military that can be able to think and build. For example, we have all of these small road project that is going on, the farm to market road. You think you need concession company to do that? You don't need that. Our Armed Forces Liberia Engineering Department. Do you know that those guys are trained Those guys did both vertical and horizontal construction engineering in some of the best schools. They went to Xinjiang Chinese Academy. They got certificate in all the places when they came to America, and there's so many courses in construction, vertical and horizontal engineering. We got electrical engineers. We got structural engineers in the armed forces. You can use them. You can look at our roles, our farm to market roles. Why are you giving concession company out? If you can just empower the armed forces, and they will be able to use their expertise to create farm to market role. You don't have to go bring in no other company that you give them money. All you need to do, empower the armed forces, give them 1 or 2 allowances that will help them, which is still part of the same budget. You will see farm to market role. You will see roles, community roles, giving project out to foreign firm. When you get your armed forces engineering department that can do it, why are you Liberia always giving God hard time? That country is giving God hard time. God gave you everything you need, but yet and say you trash it. You're trying to find your own solution to things. Just because somebody want to give a concession company a job or give a construction company a job so they can get a kickback. So because of that 25,000, 30,000 kickback or 10,000 kickback, you want the country to lose $2, $3, $4 million or $5 million when that money could be given to use to buy equipment. All you need is, because the armed forces don't need profit, they just need raw earth moving equipment. They have people trained in the armed forces to drive any earth moving equipment you think about, they can do it. They will create farm to market role. Our agriculture department will be, the agriculture department in the AFL will be functional and active. You will got food on the table. You will be able to produce food that you can sell in the market, that you can distribute to orphanage homes, that you can give to hospitals, that you can take to the prison. Those are the jobs that the armed forces of Liberia will be doing. But rather, you giving concession company, you want to give small farm to market road contract to companies that will just eat the money and go. And that road, those are concurrent things that happen. So you need people that would definitely work in the interest of the government, especially those kind of thing. So my next topic, I'm going to be talking on maybe on Monday or Tuesday, depending on my schedule, but I know either Monday or Tuesday, I'll be talking on government creating parallel institutions and giving a hard time. Why create parallel institutions? You had a Ministry of Transport. Now you create another group of policy that will give vehicle registration. All of that. You're creating parallel. So what transport will be doing? Now you get public works. The government brought in all the yellow machine, which is a good thing. But you create a whole new entity, a whole new group of people to manage it. So what public work will be doing? What the armed forces of Liberia will be doing? So that will be my next topic. We'll talk on why government creating parallel institutions that perform the same role. That will be my next topic. So I think I have provided a lot of information here today. I have taken your time. I wanted to do 1 hour, but I've gone almost 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let me wrap up with this. Liberia is our common denominator. We all want to see the country prosper. Our armed forces of Liberia deserves better. They need men of good training, good intelligence, men of high education that will be able to use their education skills and expertise to come up with innovation and development of the armed forces. So you can't lower the standard on a high school. It should be high school and above. And not just because you get WAS certificate or high school certificate on your arm, you must be able to demonstrate, you must be able to prove that indeed you are a high school graduate, you can able to solve some complex problem and situations. And then with the physical requirement, yes, the military, you need to be physically fit, you need to be mentally upright, and then medically, you need to be medically fit because you can't go in the military and become a liability to the armed forces. We need people that are well, people that can able to do the job, not people that will be having sick call every day. You're doing sick call every day. No, you won't be going to the hospital every day. You want sick profile. No, you want people that are fit and medically fit and ready, physically ready and mentally upright for the armed forces. With the issue of the border situation, to conclude that, our government needs to do better. You got drone flying in our country now from Guinea. Guinea is flying drone in our country. And I'm telling you, the information is reliable. Drone flying as far as Foya. That is unacceptable. All these things are happening because Guinea feels our military is unprepared. They lack logistics, they lack manpower, they lack equipment, and the troop morale is low. When the troop morale is low, you will see that things will not be working in the way it's supposed to work. The military, they're not people that can go riot. The military, they're not people that can go protest. But when the troop morale is low, you can see that some of our band that we control men, we manage men and resources. So when our men morales are low, we know that the morale is low. So the military morale is low. The president, the government need to do something to boost their morale up, increase the pay of the armed forces, give them allowances, provide better care, better support, build better schools in the barrack for their children to attend, school of high profile school where good quality education be given to their children, improve the 14 military hospital. Can you imagine 14 military hospital, people sick, they had to be taken there all the way to go do dialysis somewhere else. 14 military hospital cannot have a dialysis machine. How much is a dialysis machine? How much is a dialysis machine? And you know, in Liberia, the issue of all those things happening, you have a lot of people having the kind of medical complication, they need equipment. The whole country, they say they get one dialysis machine, one dialysis center. Well, every clinic, small clinics supposed to get dialysis machine around the place. People have to drive hours, traffic to go and do dialysis. That's a shame. For the 14 military hospital need to have everything. That hospital need to be equipped and ready for any surgical procedure. Because in time of crisis, that's where you will find people flowing. That's where you see people of casualty will be going. So my people, that is the information I have for you today. Our border is not yet secure. The Guinea Liberia situation is not yet under control. Nobody should fool you. It just hibernated, is sleeping. It is hibernated, it is sleeping. It is not solved. No situation is solved. Guinea is still occupying the position. Our immigration and custom police people they are shifted all the way back. Shifted them all the way back. Our troop is in Lofa, but they are in Foya. The number is not even encouraging. I don't want to call you the strength, but the number is not encouraging. They don't even have the logistical support they need to withstand or provide any counterfire when there is any insurgency from Guinea. So my people, we say thank you for being a part of this program. We always appreciate you for joining us when we are live. Please share this live so that other policies makers, other security people, other government officials that are in the that have the authority to make such a decision to help us, to help our armed forces, so they can make better decisions for us. Other lawmakers too, that get some small hair on their shoulder, that will be able to help and make some decisions. Share it live. Put in your comment. We can read your comment next time. We can still talk about it. Subscribe to our page. You can follow our Facebook page, Liberian Voices Unfiltered. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, the same name, Liberian Voices Unfiltered, and Instagram, Liberian Voices Unfiltered, and TikTok. We are on all those social media. So until I meet you next time for our next topic, I want to say thank you for being with us. Thank you for your listening ears. We say thank you for your support. We appreciate you. God bless you, and do have a wonderful night or day wherever you are. Thank you. Until we meet again, I say ciao.